All right, Jessica Taneja joins us for more. Hi, Jessica. Tell us, how significant is this moment, given how long these talks have dragged on?
Well, this is not the first time, we've seen a ceasefire plan being floated, that too, which is brokered by the US. But this one seems pretty much on the lines of implementation, where we're now getting reports that around 200 military personnel from the United States, Turkey, Egypt, Qatar, collectively will be monitoring the developments there when the hostage release and the Palestinian prisoner exchange happens. So this is, of course, quite an important moment, not just for the US president, but also for the people of Gaza, where you see almost 25 or 27 lives on an average daily are still being lost. So a big humanitarian cost that was attached to the Israeli operation in Gaza. Of course, now there are a lot of contentions that still remain. The implementation in the previous times has been faulty, with the American president once even suggesting that he would think of a possible plan of displacing all the people of Palestine and perhaps making Middle East Riviera there, and all kinds of solutions have been found. Even when it comes to Gaza's post-war construction effort, all of that is going to take a really long time. But this ceasefire, at least at the outset, looks like a solid deal to ensure that at least the hostages in the prisoner exchange begins, because for so long, Hamas hadn't released the 20 hostages that were alive. There were reported to be 48 of them. The others are believed to have been deceased, so their remains should be returned as well. But how many, at what time, and what kind of logistical issues will be encountered in this, especially when it comes to the mobility in such areas? If you've seen the reports, Hamas is right now requesting that they need end of bombing or any kind of fire or shelling, so they can sort of move around and bring those hostages back for the exchange, in exchange for the Palestinian prisoners who have been held in Israel.
Jessica, also you said contentious still remain. What do you think are the biggest challenges in making sure this deal actually holds on the ground?
Well, for the Israeli side, it wants the complete disarmament of Hamas, and Hamas wants a complete military withdrawal from Gaza Strip. So this is particularly important in the long term, at least, for ensuring peace in the region, not just in Gaza, but also in the Middle East. You see the countries that are involved in the mediation are stressing with the fact that there needs to be long-lasting peace without, of course, depriving the Palestinians, especially the 2 million people who have been starving since no aid has been able to go through. And this particular plan, at least in the first phase, would ensure aid being sent. Now, if that is allowed, and that would require the Israeli Defense Forces to stop firing and stop shelling, and also from the side of Hamas, which will have to cease all kind of operations and also political activity. There were reports also suggesting the Palestinian Authority that has been based in the West Bank to sort of have some role, but from the plan that we've understood, it is going to be a technocratic administration that will be overseen by the United States and, of course, Tony Blair, who was helping in building this entire ceasefire plan. But the contentions still remain. Are we going to reach a point where the people actually get a statehood, which is what is the demand of not just Gaza, but also the 8 other Muslim nations and Arab nations that have joined in for this mediation, that includes the likes of Turkey, Egypt, Qatar. And they're very adamant on the fact that there has to be a two-state solution, in a sense where Palestinian statehood is granted. But Israel, with its conservative right-wing government, would certainly not allow for that. We've barely seen the ratification of the implementation of this deal that has been agreed upon. But further than that, it's a wait and watch game for all of us, Abhishek.
All right, Jessica, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs.